Let me ask you a question. Do you have a cell phone? Great. You can get started on YouTube today. I wanted to take a little time with you today and talk to you about how YouTube has changed my life and my journey and what that looked like. If you're new here, my name's Ashley Quimmen. I've been traveling the country for 14 months. I just got home. I quit my job prior to leaving. I had traveled the country two other times previous to this. I did it once in 2019. I went for about 4 months. And then in 2020, at the end of 2020, I went with my senior dog. It was about 3 months, but I had a great experience with some of the things that I was able to accomplish on that trip. I did not YouTube. However, I had an Instagram that I had started that had a little over 20,000 followers, I think, at the time. And I had started working on that in 2017, building that channel up. And I put a lot of time and effort into that. It took a lot of time to, get that type of following. And I thought Instagram was golden. I didn't even look at YouTube as like an option. I thought Instagram was it. I don't know. Like for some reason, YouTube was always too intimidating. If you wait for the exact right time, you're never going to do it. But if you have a cell phone, you got all the tools you need to get started. If you clicked on this video, I'm sure you have some type of ambition about starting your own YouTube channel. So I wanted to take a little time and just kind of break down what my process looked like, what inspired me, how I got to where I am. My YouTube journey really starts on the road. I was sitting out in the middle of nowhere. I had a lot of privacy. I had like my bikini dance parties out there, I'm just living life in my little private bubble. And I just was enjoying myself so much. And I was like, okay, maybe now it's time to start working on the YouTube. I'm kind of bored. I need something to work on while I'm on this trip. So I started the dang thing finally. And the 4 videos that I had that I posted from like 2018, they did okay. There was one that had like 10,000 views on it. And my friends were encouraging me to do this whole YouTube journey. And I finally said, okay, I finally caved. I finally did it. So I posted this video. It was a camper tour. And I look back at some of my old videos and I just cringe. I'm like, oh, I did that. But y'all, we got to start somewhere, right? Don't be afraid. Just try it. There's nothing to be afraid of. What do you have to lose? Like nobody's going to watch it. Let's be honest. When you first post a video or when you first start your channel, nobody watches the dang thing. You post it and you're just hopeful. You're like, it's going to take off. It's going to go viral. But you really have no clue what you're doing yet, right? If you're starting from scratch like I did, a lot of people don't know what they're doing. But the only way to learn what to do is by doing it. I posted it in July of 2023. That sucker took off. I was not expecting that. It just all of a sudden went doot, 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 doot. And I was like, what is happening? And I had like 100,000 views within a few weeks. And I was like, to me, that was like, whoa, out of nowhere from just posting one video that was a camper tour. And I got my little cool CT13 U-Haul vintage camper in 2019 and living the dream out there. I saw an opportunity. However, I wasn't totally motivated yet that that's the route that I wanted to take because I started getting some resistance feedback from people about how I filmed the video, about how dirty they thought my camper was, about all these things that were like super hurtful to somebody that's kind of sensitive. And I was like, am I ready for this? Am I ready to dive in and have, one person out of 50 be a troll and say something negative, maybe not agreeing with your lifestyle or something like that? Like you have to build a thick skin sometimes for some of this stuff, because people are going to critique you and you have to be prepared for that. I was not prepared when I first posted that video. I was getting some of the comments and I remember calling my dad going, Dad, you have a dirty hippie for a daughter. And I mean, some of that like really, it hurt, and I had to learn how to understand that when people say stuff like that, it's not you. It's more about them than it is about you. It's more about how they feel about themselves and they're projecting on you. Anyway, moving on. It's not worth putting that much energy into that because those comments are a little bit more rare. You just have to be prepared for them. And I'm not telling you that to like make you afraid because it is scary to put yourself out there in this way. And you have to push past that fear. And the only difference between me and you right now, if you're wanting to start a YouTube, is that I'm doing it. You can do it just as easily as I've done it. And hell, if I can do this, anybody can do it. I am not technologically inclined. I just lived my dream of traveling the entire country from the most southwest point to the most northwest point of the United States. So, I've lived this incredible journey of traveling and navigating the entire country by myself with my dog and my cat in my tiny little camper and boondocking when I could. The cherry on top of this dream would be to be able to make an income on YouTube that is sustainable. I don't need to be like Mr. Beast or anything like that. You also start to see certain followers who leave comments weekly every time you post, and you get to know them. It becomes a community. It's almost like friendships online, and it's a really great platform to build this extraordinary online community. And I think the whole preface of YouTube is to share ideas, to share your lifestyle, to share a part of yourself with everyone who wants to see it or anyone who wants to see it. And there's always going to be an audience there for you somewhere, no matter how small or how big. And maybe they're just waiting for you to bring them what they need to see. I don't think there's anything cooler than watching somebody build their dream. And right now, y'all are witnessing me laying the foundation to build my dream out even further so that maybe one day I could be a travel vlogger for real, for real. I had one video that had like 1.5 million views on it. That was my second camper tour that I did, because based off of the feedback that I got from people, I made improvements. And that's what you do. You start at the bottom and you work your way up, right? Now that I'm home, I'm going to attempt with my very elementary technology skills, learn the computer, learn how to make videos on the computer. I have all the resources I need, and I'm out of excuses to not try and take this and level up a little bit to make better videos and better quality content. I'm not good at being around people, especially when I film. I'm a little nervous about it. I get like super intimidated, and I'm introverted in that way. Like, I don't like filming when I'm around other people. And I'm very private when it comes to that. Even though I'm an open book in other ways and I'm extremely extroverted in other ways, there are some things that I'm just like, no, I don't want to do that. And I haven't done a YouTube live yet. So that is another challenge to myself here in 2024 on things that I'm going to do differently. And, I want to learn how to be able to feel comfortable filming in public. And I also want to be able to do live stream feeds without having anxiety about it and, get more comfortable in that way. Hi, baby. What are you doing? I love you. Yes, the ultimate dream is to create a YouTube that is monetized that you can live off of. I'm not there yet. That's what I'm working towards. And that will be my next dream, is to be able to travel and not worry about money and create content as I'm traveling, to be able to feel the adventure for me. And, I feel like when you get into this receiving mode, that you do deserve this and you are past your imposter phase. Because when I first started this, I felt like an imposter, like I didn't belong here. And then as you create and as you start getting more responses and more feedback, you realize, yes, you do belong here. And yes, there is enough for everyone. And even though it is saturated in some areas, you have to find those little crevices where it's not as saturated to where you can slip in there. And then you build an audience and you build a following. Nobody's perfect when they first start. My first couple of videos suck. Like, they really, 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 really suck. Like, not even exaggerating. And they still kind of sort of suck, but they're getting better. And that's the whole process of this. And you got to get past the, I'm scared of what other people are going to think. Okay. Like, just get past it. You're going to be all right. Don't let those people prevent you from living your dream. They're not worth it. If this is your dream, start today. Don't wait. I made something that I was excited to share. And when you do that, and when you stick true to yourself, you're going to build a following, because if you're excited about it, people are like, why is she excited about it? Let me see what the excitement's about. And that can happen for anybody on any subject. If you're excited to share it, people are going to want to listen. When I posted my pinnacle video, is what I'm going to call it. It was a camper tour, and I wasn't expecting the response that I got. I got a pretty dang good response. And I was like, maybe I can really do this. Maybe I can turn what I thought might be a little side hustle hobby into an actual business. And when I posted that video, I had 197 subscribers. I've built that following in less than a year to, 10,000, almost 11,000 followers. And I am so proud of that. Like, I thought that 197 followers was a lot, and it is. But I'm like, 10,000 followers plus, just like, it blows my mind that that many people want to listen to what this girl has to say. That's really special. And that can happen for anyone. I'm extremely grateful for the growth and the how it's changed me, and it's changed my perception of myself, and how people see me, because you get a lot of feedback from other people about how you may have inspired them, or thank you for sharing that, or just stuff along the way. So even though I was able to monetize my account off of that one pinnacle video that I posted, which I don't know if I mentioned that before, but I was able to monetize off that one video because it had like 300 some odd thousand views. I grew my subscriber count to 1,000, and I had my 4,000 hours of watch time. And I was like, oh God, here we are, which is unusual. And it gave me a lot of inspiration for myself that people want to hear what I have to say. It is important. I do belong here. I'm no longer an imposter. And, I've been working from that imposter syndrome perspective for so long that I'm glad that I was finally able to overcome that and say, you know what? I deserve it. I do deserve this. And so do you. It's not a one-way street. And that's the thing I think about today's society. Like, there's enough for everyone. And I want to inspire people to live their dreams, because in a world like what we live in today, what else do you have? This world is so beautiful, and our time here is so short. Why would you want to waste a second thinking about tomorrow? Because right now is the most important part of your life. What you do today, in these moments, in the present, is the most important time of your life. It's not what happened yesterday. What happened yesterday, you can't do anything about. It's gone. What happens tomorrow depends on what you're doing right now. So now is the most important. When you really take hold of that and you apply it to your life changes drastically. And YouTube's taught me a lot of that. Why wait? Like, why did I wait to start sharing my journey? Because being down in the nitty gritty of it is sometimes the best part, to share that real human experience. When I was watching videos and researching before I took my trip on how to travel with a little camper and my situation, and, trying to figure this all out, was most of them were beautifully curated videos. Some of this stuff is not real, and I wanted to be real, and I wanted to share that real life human experience with the people that were choosing to spend their time watching one of my videos. So that's what I focused on, and I was throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks, and I still am doing that constantly to try and figure out, what do people want to know more about, or what do they want to hear about, or what interests them about this video, and what interests them for future videos, so that I can start curating videos to pull in that audience that wants to know more about this or wants to know more about that. So it's always a constantly changing process. And I think for people like me that have tried the desk job, the cubicle job, have tried almost every job, really, this is exciting because I get to create it, and nobody gets to tell me what to do but me. Like, it is what I want it to be. Every day we wake up, we have our blank slate, and we get to create and mold whatever we want out of that day. And that's going to be our tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. And it's just a building block. And you just keep living that way and building, see what happens for yourself. Like I said, I didn't realize that YouTube could change somebody's life so much, but it's changed mine drastically. This is another thing about YouTube, is it's a whole skill set. You're learning how to curate videos, and how to edit, and how to do voiceovers, and how to make content that is engaging. You're learning how to do public speaking. You're learning how to sit in front of a camera and record yourself, which it's not that easy at the beginning, but it gets easier as you continue to do it, because practice does make perfect. But you got to start somewhere. And that's what I'm doing. And you guys are actively participating and watching me build my dream. And I want to watch you do it too. I'm still enjoying making the videos now. I didn't before. I think I even said in one of my videos, like, I hate making videos. I hate doing YouTube videos. But now I love it. So it's been a paradigm shift here to, really get into this whole concept. And whether it's people watching me live my dream that inspires them, or sharing advice on how to maybe do something a little bit differently to get you one step forward or one step closer to living your own dream, That is what I'm here for. And that is what keeps me going. And the comments that you guys leave really inspire me to do better, to make better content, to inspire more, to come up with different ideas on things that I haven't talked about to inspire you in different ways. It's what gets me up in the morning. The whole monetization process is great. Yes, you're making a little bit of money on YouTube. It did give me a little bit of a cushion when I came home off my trip, which I was able to actually spend the holidays with my family as a result of starting the YouTube. Had I not done that, I wouldn't have had the extra means to be able to do that. So I'm extremely grateful. Can I live off of it right now? No, but that's what I'm shooting for, is to be able to one day be able to live off of this. And so I'm going to continue to build the foundation stronger and stronger and stronger and continue to work my way up. And I think that's the only way to do this whole YouTube journey is to continue doing it and to become consistent and time management and, planning. I'm a horrible planner. Like horrible planner. Like it's embarrassing to even think about how bad of a planner I am. I figure stuff out, I wing it. I have a very loose plan. And if you are making money, then yes, you're running your own business. And so I'm having to learn a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't know how to do before. I started with the cell phone, right? So I'm still using the cell phone. And this is a new addition because of my sound quality being so bad. And so I'm trying this out just to see how it sounds on this video. But so like you're learning all this stuff and everybody's journey is going to be different. Nobody's is going to look exactly the same. You got to give yourself a little bit of grace and not be so hard on yourself because you deserve this too. You deserve to feel just as good as I have in these small wins that I've made along the way. And you're going to do it. I know it. You're going to be able to do this. I'm not a terrible, terrible planner. I'm just not a great planner. And I understand too why people get frustrated at the beginning because, a lot of times when we pour effort into something, we want to see immediate results. And we live in a society where everything is like immediate. And I feel like our patience for ourselves, if we don't get that immediate response that we're hoping for, then we feel like we failed. And that's not the case. That's this whole YouTube journey. And putting yourself out there is the hardest step. And once you break that threshold and you do it, there's no turning back. You just keep getting better and better and better. So don't beat yourself up at the beginning when you first start this journey of, oh God, I'm not getting the results that I want. Figure out how to improve. It's a strategy. It's a strategic thing. And you'll know when you're doing a good job. And you'll know when you're inspired to make content about something. You'll see the difference in the results of the stuff that you're inspired to make and the stuff that you feel like you have to make. One thing that's very helpful in starting your YouTube, I had a little bit of an unfair advantage with my unique U-Haul vintage camper that I have from the 80s. Like they don't make them anymore. There's only like 2,000 of them. They're pretty rare. And to take that around the country and live out of it for a year, it's a unique situation. And it is an unfair advantage when you're creating content to be able to get a following. But now that I've got you, I want to keep you. And so that is a whole nother ball game. Now I'm struggling to find my niche again until I can get back out on the road and go travel again. My camper needs a few repairs before I can do that. And, I'm throwing spaghetti at the wall again to see what sticks, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep building this foundation so that when I am ready to get back out on the road, that I've got this really good base set for that. And I don't want to stop. I'm really happy with what I'm doing. Another thing along with that is, when you find your niche, you have to think about your niche, however you say that. You've got to think also about supply and demand. So when supply goes up, the demand goes down. Looking for your niche, try to find something unique. Try to find what your unfair advantage is when you're creating content. When you find it, you'll know because you'll be inspired to make a video about it. Create your thumbnail and title first. This will save you a whole bunch of time on the back end. That is something that I've learned from making YouTube videos because I wing it a lot. Even if you create the most wonderful script, it's still okay to go off script. You'll still refer back to it just to make sure you're staying on track and you didn't miss any key points. But that helps. So create your title and your thumbnail first before you even think about making a video. Because what do you want it to be about? It says everything in the title. And I'm learning that myself right now. I made the title and the thumbnail for this video before I even started it. So let's see how it goes. It's all an experiment. That's all it is. Is this thing even on? I'm winging my life right now. And I love the feeling of discomfort, because anytime I get uncomfortable, it means I'm about to get very comfortable, because I'm going to push myself further and harder to get to the place where I want to be. So I've leapt and I'm waiting for that net to appear for me. I'm taking steps to help that net want to appear. I'm not just blindly leaping. There are things that you do to make sure that you're ready for this. And that's what I'm in the process of. Hopefully, this helped inspire you guys in some way to start your own YouTube channel. Anybody can do this, guys. Like, if I can do this with my computer illiterate skills and not knowing much when I first started, anybody can really do this. It's just finding that niche that works for you, what inspires you, and doing it. Just do it. Don't wait to do it. I don't know what you're waiting for. Do you know what you're waiting for? That's what I thought. So as soon as we hang up here, I want you to start planning on what videos would you want to make content about, and then do it. Don't wait, do it. All right, you got this. I know you do. For me, if I can help one person achieve their dream because I gave them some small, little, tiny fragment of inspiration to do it, then my job's done. Like, I feel like that's a great job. After traveling the country for 14 months by myself, I had to meet people along the way. I connected with so many people. As lonely as we feel in this world sometimes, there's not that many people that take active steps to make themselves feel less lonely. We're all just craving companionship, no matter how we get it, whether it's from a dog, another person, a partner. We all want to be seen and we all want to be heard. And I think this platform is a great way to share and to feel that connection in a disconnected world. This is a huge world that we live in, but when it comes to the social structure and people, it's so dang small, and we all need each other. Because at the end of the day, I think it was Ram Dass that said, we're all just walking each other home. Now it's your turn. I want to hear your story. Make a YouTube video for me to watch down the road and post it below. I'm waiting for it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me today. I really enjoyed this chat so much. I'm really excited for what's to come and for you as well. So drop a line below. Let me know how you're doing. And I really hope to see y'all down the road. And don't you forget to dream, live, and wonder, and start that YouTube today, because it could change your life too.